Welcome to Fit and Bold, where we promote healthy lifestyles. I'm your host, Lakita Goins. Today, we're going to talk about two issues that are listed under common digestive disorders, and that is ulcers and reflux. Some estimates predict that as many as 1 in 10 people will suffer from an ulcer. So I think it's important that we learn a little more about these two issues, and we have Marsha Miller with us today. She's a family nurse practitioner. How are you today?
Doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. So I hear a lot, people are always talking about they have an ulcer or it's an ulcer. What is an ulcer?
An ulcer is an irritation in the lining of the stomach. It can be either at the beginning of the stomach, or it can be at the bottom of the stomach and going into the small intestines. And that's all it is just inflammation.
Okay, now what causes an ulcer? Because I always hear people say, oh, it's the stress, it's the stress.
And stress is a contributing factor for ulcers, but smoking, because it is a GI or gastrointestinal irritant.
Okay.
Caffeine, chocolate, onion, different things like that can cause irritation to the lining of the stomach. And when you have an overproduction of that acid, it will eat a hole or like an incident on the lining of the stomach.
Okay, so what are the symptoms of having an ulcer?
Because there's two types of ulcers, the gastric ulcer and then the duodenal ulcer.
Okay.
Most people complain of like a dull, gnawing sensation in the pit of their stomach, right there up under the diaphragm.
Okay.
That's the main thing. Some people will try to eat something and then it'll alleviate the symptoms. And then sometimes if they eat, it will cause the symptoms. So that's how you differentiate between the gastric ulcer and the duodenal ulcer.
Okay, so with the second ulcer you said, I'm not going to try to pronounce it.
Okay.
What symptoms, are the symptoms different for that?
Yes, it is. With the duodenal ulcer, if you eat something, the pain goes away.
Oh, okay.
With the gastric ulcer, it's because you have eaten something that has irritated that portion of the stomach, and that's what causes the pain and discomfort.
Okay, so how are ulcers diagnosed and how are they treated?
Really, when a patient comes to the clinic and they say, well, I have reflux, and I know that's one of the topics I have reflux, and so what I do again, I do a health history, and I do a diet history, and I ask them, do you eat, what types of food do you like? And they'll say, well, I drink beer, alcohol, I eat chocolate, I like cheese, I eat pizza, and all those things are GI irritants, and then they go to sleep on it, and that's what causes the reflux to come up there, and then it sets at the top of the stomach, and that's what causes the irritation.
Okay, so how do they treat an ulcer?
What we do, first of all, we can treat them with proton pump inhibitors.
Okay.
That is that is a medication like Nexium.
Okay.
Or Prilosec.
Okay.
But you can get something over the counter like Zantac, and I prescribe that for my patients, and you can get that over the counter, and what that does is within 30 minutes it will decrease that acid production in your stomach to give you almost an immediate relief from the ulcer.
Okay, okay. So I also want to ask about, do ulcers go away?
Ulcers can go away, but what I try to tell everyone is you want to decrease the incident of whatever caused the ulcer. So if it's stress, let's do stress relieving techniques. Get a massage, exercise, yoga, meditation. Let's cut out those irritants like chocolate, beer, onions, different things like that, and they can go away. But you have to be persistent and you have to be consistent with the regimen.
Okay, now I want to ask, because you did mention reflux. What exactly is reflux?
Reflux is just what it says. Reflux is when the contents of the stomach reflux up into the esophagus and causes a burning or a stinging sensation.
Okay, so is it something like heartburn, or is heartburn a result of reflux?
Reflux is sometimes synonymous with reflux. Heartburn is almost the same thing, because heartburn is when you have the irritation with the reflux of the stomach contents in the stomach, and that causes the irritation.
Okay, so let me ask, how do you know when it's not just heartburn, when it is more serious, when it is reflux?
To differentiate between just heartburn, we do a history. If you are having frequent bouts with reflux nightly, then you are predisposed for the reflux and the ulcers.
Right.
And what we really do is, to differentiate from that, we can do run a light or a EGD down into your stomach, to where we can look from your stomach to your esophagus to from your mouth to the esophagus to the stomach, to see the inflammation, exactly what's going on.
Is that painful? Is person awoke?
No, it's not painful at all. They call it conscious sedation, where you go in. It's an outpatient procedure. You go in, they start an IV, give you a little, I call it feel-good medicine, and they run a light, a scope down your stomach, down to your stomach, and maybe 30 minutes after that, they recover you, and then that's it.
Okay, so once you do that, and if it's determined it is reflux, how is it treated?
The way it's treated is, we always go back to modifying your diet. That's going to be crucial. And then the times that you eat. If you are predisposed to reflux or heartburn, I try to tell people, do not eat those spicy type foods after 7 o'clock at night, and then lay down.
Right. Okay, so is there any way, well, I guess that covers prevention too.
Yes, prevention is to decrease your stress.
Okay.
Don't smoke.
Okay.
Decrease your content of alcohol. And then also, it's look and see if you have a family history, because research has shown if your parents or family members have had reflux or heartburn, then that predisposes other family members to having that.
Wow, I did not know there was a genetic link.
Yes, it is.
Give our audience some advice about eating healthy and its possible impact on any digestive issue, on your digestive system, how important eating healthy is.
Eating healthy is crucial to life. I look at food as an intervention or a medicine. Everything that you put in, you're looking for a desired result. So anything processed that did not come from the earth, then that's, in moderation, it's okay, but those things are just not nutrition. They don't have nutritional value. As far as eating healthy to decrease reflux, fruits, vegetables, water intake, at least 64 ounces a day. And I can't stress it enough, just to eat healthy.
Right. So I'm so glad you shared with us today and took the time to come out. And I know I learned a lot, and I think it's always useful just to be aware. So when we return, we're going to be doing our Fit and Bold recipe, because it is a digestive issue show, so food is obviously an important lead to it. So please stay tuned.
Here we go. We're gonna make some juice.
It's gonna be good.
She's excited. A little bit of kale.
Please don't put this on line.
I'm putting it all over the line.
It's wet. It needs something. No, it'll go.
Don't break my juicer. Looks good.
You ready to try it?
Come on, baby.
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
It's okay.
Okay, all right.
They might surprise you.
She took another sip. You saw it?
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
I did. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Did you know that strollers have the right of way on the sidewalk?
Yes.
Yep, I did. Did you guys
Did you know that kids who eat breakfast have higher GPAs?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's actually what I was going to say.
Did you know babies should never touch silver? It's really bad for them.
I knew that.
Did you guys know that statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
I'm putting that on my blog.
I just put it in mine.
Welcome back to Fit and Bold. Today we've been learning about ulcers and reflux. So we have with us here today Ms. Claudia Carberry. She's the Clinical Nutrition Manager at Jefferson Regional Medical Center. How are you today?
Good, thank you so much
All right,
for having me.
Thank you. It was a tongue twister for me. We obviously been talking about ulcers and reflux, so there is a direct link to food in these cases. So what are you gonna show us today?
Well, I wanted to focus today on high protein, low fat foods because these foods tend to be a little bit better tolerated, and especially on just portion sizes of foods. And we also know that a risk factor can be overweight and obesity, and so weight loss is a great way to help treat the reflux. And so we're just going to focus on some high protein, low fat breakfast items specifically, just to get the day started right.
Okay, and you did say it's National Nutrition Month.
Yes.
So this is the perfect time to start learning.
Yes, that's right. And the theme of National Nutrition Month is Eat Right, Your Way, Every Day. And so this is a great way to start that off with some foods that you enjoy that are good for you if you have gastric reflux.
All right, so what's our first dish?
The first one, kind of thinking about spring and summer, starting to maybe want some colder items for breakfast instead of the hot cereals. Using the Greek yogurt, basically just overnight, I got a bowl and I made enough for a family. So I did 2 cups of oatmeal.
Okay.
I used the old-fashioned oats, or you could use steel cut. And I soaked it in 2 cups of water per cup of oatmeal, and also 1 container of Greek yogurt. And I chose banana and pineapple since I doubled the recipe. And so you just tightly seal that overnight in a container.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and put some of this in the bowl. I'm just gonna show how easy it is just to, you throw that in the bowl the night before, and then scoop out, half a cup or so per person in your family. And you can top that with some fresh berries. I chose strawberries because they looked really good right now, but you could do blueberries, you could do raspberries, mixed berries, and then top it even with some nuts, some berries, some granola, just to give a little extra crunch.
Okay.
But this is just a great thing that you can do in advance to have ready for the morning.
And the water and yogurt makes the oats soft.
Yes, exactly. So it's a very soft dish just from soaking in that high protein, low fat yogurt.
Okay.
And Greek yogurt is similar to the yogurt that we're used to. It's just been strained more times, and so it's a creamier, rich texture with a lot of protein per serving.
Okay, and no pots or pans.
Nope, simple.
That's great. Okay, so are we ready to taste?
Sure, let's go ahead and sample that. I'll let you go ahead and try out the cold oats.
So I can let the audience know.
Yes.
All right. This is really good.
Great.
And the granola adds a good crunch.
Good. The next thing we want to do, like I said, this is kind of a breakfast blitz here to show how many different things you can do in the morning to get your day started. We're going to focus on a low-calorie start for the day. It's called a mango licuado, and licuados are popular in Central America. It's similar to a smoothie, but it's a little bit thinner, and so this whole recipe only has 130 calories in it, but you're getting about 5 grams of protein in just 1 cup.
Sounds good.
We're going to start off some frozen mangoes, and I got this right here at the Walmart in Pine Bluff for just a couple dollars.
Right.
And so we're going to do 1 cup of the frozen mango.
And the frozen fruits are great because if you don't really like the canned fruit, but it's hard to find the fruits when it's colder weather.
Yes.
The frozen fruits have a good texture.
And then I'm again using the Greek yogurt. This is a 2% Greek yogurt. This one is made by Chobani, but there's many other brands.
Okay.
And I got the mango flavor to go in with our mango frozen fruit.
All right.
And then the last thing we're going to add is just some water.
Okay.
And so I just brought a bottle of water. I'm just going to pour that in till it's about level.
Okay.
Okay. And then also it does, if you want to use a little bit of sugar, this is more sugar than is needed. So I'm just going to pour in, it's actually about 1/4 cup of sugar just to give the tartness a little sweetness.
Okay.
Okay. And I just brought a handy KitchenAid stick blender. This is a really helpful thing to have at home because you can prepare a lot of fruits and vegetables and actually even do some of sneaking them into foods with this tool.
Okay.
And this only takes a second. It'll make a little noise, but I'm just going to blend that down.
Okay. And I can...
So you'll see in, 30 seconds or so, you've got a blended drink.
Okay.
And like I said, this drink is a very low-calorie, high-protein drink that would be tolerated by most people with gastric, with problems with ulcer or reflux. So we can go ahead and sample.
Oh, that's a nice texture.
Yes.
And it smells great too.
Yes.
Okay.
And I find with licuados, it's nice because you could put this in a coffee mug or a to-go cup and actually take it with you on your way to work. So again, with time, I know everyone's busy, but there's no excuse not to start off with a good breakfast.
And that's really good. And it's funny how it feels like a little ice is in it, but
yeah, that texture
fruit
from
chunks.
the frozen fruit.
That's good.
Is great.
Okay, and what do we have next?
And the last thing is, again, just getting creative with the yogurt products and just doing a parfait.
Okay.
Because a lot of times we do get tired of just having a yogurt. I know a lot of people that are watching their diets, they say, well, I just eat yogurt all the time. So we need to get creative. And
okay.
So I chose a different flavor. We'll go ahead and do a strawberry flavor since we've got the fresh strawberries.
Okay.
But it only takes, a matter of minutes to make a nice looking parfait.
All right.
And kids really pay attention to the looks of their food too.
Okay.
So we want to dress it up. We want to make it nice. So I would go ahead and just stir that in. So it's got the fruit on the bottom, but it gives it some flavor.
Okay.
And then if you have a nice clear bowl or a clear cup, you can just start layering.
Okay.
This is also nice if you have guests over and you want to make something that looks really nice for breakfast, but you want to be, health conscious for your guests. And then we'll go ahead and use that granola again that you saw for the first item for the oatmeal.
Okay.
So it's got the dried nuts, dried berries, and then we're going to do that layer at least one more time.
Okay. And this is also good because we also emphasize cost-effective eating.
Yes.
And this has got to be cheaper than going to buy the parfaits.
That is true. So the yogurt is about $1 per container.
Okay.
And then, the strawberries for this whole thing, it was less than $3. This was less than $3. So whenever you start thinking about feeding a family,
right,
you can really have some savings by doing it yourself at home.
Right.
Okay. I'm just going to turn that to the side so you can see how pretty that can look for your guests. You can see, if you had a bigger bowl or something, you could do some really nice layers with the parfait. So
it looks great. All right, and thank you so much. You see, audience, she just did 3 breakfasts in 10 minutes.
That's right.
I want to thank you for coming on the show with us today.
You're welcome.
You've been very informative, and you showed us how we can save money and time as well.
Great.
All right, audience, I hope you take something with you from this. I certainly have. So when we come back, it's time to exercise. So get your running shoes and get ready. Stay tuned.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Hi, my name is Danny Andre Burrell II, a senior here majoring in industrial technology, management, and applied engineering. I thought that I would be looking for a job at this point, but thanks to my mentor, Dr. Charles Colin in Career Services, I was able to obtain a position as an industrial engineer upon graduation.
Danny worked hard in class from the beginning, obtaining 3 internships while on campus. UAPB can help prepare students like Danny for those same opportunities.
UAPB prepared me.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
Welcome back to Fit and Bold. Today we've been learning about ulcers and reflux. A large part of that is stress. A good way to reduce stress, work out. So we're here today with the UAPB softball team and Coach Ansley. How are you today, Coach?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Can you tell us a little bit about the women's softball team here?
Well, this year is basically a brand new team. We had a bunch of girls leave last year due to coaching changes. This is my first year with the UAPB softball team, and I'm happy to be a part of the system and a part of the program. We're looking to make a lot of changes this year and hopefully have a run for the SWAC championship that's later in May.
Sounds great to me. So what are you going to have us do today?
For the first part, we're going to look over jog, stretch, agility, as well as some of the yoga that we do to keep us relaxed, and then we're going to look into throwing techniques.
All right, so I'm ready. Audience, I hope you're ready too. I always say try new things if you haven't tried it before, so let's get ready to exercise. The women's softball team surely works out hard. Hopefully you'll grab a baseball and toss it around as well. Today we're going to talk about some health tips, and they come from the Black and Gold Fit and Bold Committee. We're going to talk today about stress relief. Did you know that doing activities that you actually like to do can help you lower stress? So whether that's playing softball, dancing, or stretching, whatever works for you, start making time to do it. Also, you need to take time to learn to reflect or meditate. Sometimes just thinking about yourself and reflecting can help you relieve stress as well. And also, never forget to eat healthy, well-balanced meals, because we have been talking about ulcers and reflux today. Also, Black and Gold Fit and Bold has line dancing classes, Zumba classes, and water aerobics classes available through the end of March. So call 870-575-8000 and ask for Miss Cynthia Anderson or Rita Gates. Also, if you have any tips you want to give, if you have any questions you want to suggest, or if you're a doctor or medical professional and you would like to appear on the show, you can email fitandbold@uapb.edu. That's fitandbold@uapb.edu. Until then, get into your lifestyle journey, get fit, and be bold.